Hey, hey, hey! It's the first ever real estate marathon. I'm your host, Jas Takhar.
We have gotten so many questions over the 13, 14 brunches that we've done that we had to actually do 2 of the brunches. I think we did 15 brunches, sorry. But 2 of those brunches, we actually had to do just all Q&A because we were getting so many questions, but at the same time, we were never getting around to answering them all. One of the reasons is because generally both Simos and I love the sound of our own voice, but we added a third person to that, and that was Bobby, because then he started to like the sound of his own voice too, and so he would go on. But for everybody who's watching right now, the reason I wanted to bring on Bobby, because I did not yet give him a massive, massive shout out for everything he's been doing. This webinar that's being put on, the back end of this webinar has all been being controlled by Bobby. As anything else that you do, something this big, something this large, stuff is gonna come up. Just like a real marathon, you're gonna get tired. You might get dehydrated. You might have wore the wrong shoes. Weather might play a part. We here doing this virtual event, things came up, but Bobby was back there. There's a lot of others that you will be meeting at the finish line. You guys have to continue and finish strong. I think we're in and around the bend. I call it the bend of this marathon. And anybody who watches any of the content that we do, I talk about it a lot. The thoroughbreds, they all come in at the end.
We had a couple questions come through in the chat asking about how to get started as a real estate investor and what sort of advice we can give to people looking to just start out.
Go ahead, Simos.
Okay, so to anybody starting out in real estate, we're gonna drop back to the basics. The very first thing you need to do is you need to look at yourself in the mirror. You need to realize what and why you are trying to do. So I want to build a portfolio, for example. Why do I want to do that? Because I want to retire early, or because I want to create income, or because I want to make sure that my child will have somewhere to live when they go to university. So the myriad of reasons that people invest, and so everybody has a different why. You need to start with your why as to why you want to do something. And the natural progression from there is to build out your team. And when I say build out your team, you just take a really serious look at the areas that you want to hone in on. And build a local team of experts that start anywhere from your finance team to make sure that you know what you can afford and the moves you can make. A second ago, you had Jennifer Popo on saying how to win in a competitive market. So if you're trying to get into the Greater Toronto area where you know you're going to be competing with others, if you don't have your finances straight, I can tell you that you're not winning shit. I mean, I don't swear at all on this anymore.
You go off on F-bombs. That's
right.
nothing, man.
So you're not going to be winning anything if you don't have your story straight.
And the financing point of yours is so bang on, right? Like we as a real estate company with realtors, I was joking about it earlier with Callum, but it like at the end of the day, the financing person is the most important. And I'm not sure if I mentioned it with Callum or not, but truly, I think you should always try your best to work with an independent mortgage broker.
100%.
What he or she does is work with over 500 lenders, and the green bank just won't tell you about the blue bank's offers, and the blue bank won't tell you about the red bank's offers. And so the mortgage broker, the independent mortgage broker, you're going to do an application with them once, and they're going to do all the shopping for you. You get to get all their experience. They do all the legwork for you. And 99.9% of the time, it doesn't cost anything.
That's correct. So it's the exact same thing as an agent.
Yeah.
If you walked into the developer's office of development A,
Yep.
B, and C,
Yep.
if you walk into A, they're going to tell you that their project is the best.
Yes.
You walk into B, they're going to say their project is the best.
Yep.
You walk into C,
Yeah.
of course, they're going to say that their project is the best.
Yeah.
Just like the 5 major banks. But if you have a realtor, a broker, somebody who's knowledgeable, they're going to tell you that C is behind the train tracks. This one over here has sirens from the fire trucks.
Yes.
They're going to know, and they're going to guide you to the best of their ability for you to make the best decision for you,
Yes.
as opposed to you being guided that has an interest in your transaction. So a mortgage broker, as opposed to walking to the bank, is as it's equal to working with an agent as opposed to with a seller directly. So it is of the same value, and it's as important.
And just to kind of bring it back full circle, and like joking aside, Bobby, was the question like, how do I get started with investing?
Yeah, I think that lots of people are looking for direction when it comes to this.
Got it. So well, look, I mean, just to add to everything, and again, this whole real estate marathon, for anybody who's new to REC Canada, you please understand that none of this is very promotional. We put a lot of effort, a lot of time in wanting to be the authorities in the industry, and we know that can only be done by just giving away all the information. And so I preface everything that I just said there because I want to, with what I'm about to say, sorry, because I want everyone to understand that and get that we're here to educate you. It's why we do our podcast for free. It's why we have books. It's why we do marathons and all that. But to fully bring you as much value as we possibly can, send an email to info@reccanada.com or not, but it's up to you. info@reccanada.com and just put in the subject line real estate action plan. You can even do REAP.
Do we not have the webpage still up?
We probably do somewhere, but I don't want to send anybody to the wrong place. So just send that email, info@reccanada.com, and say real estate action plan. That's where myself, Simos, or one of our senior experts will get on a call with you, okay, and spend 20 minutes to get a better idea of what you're trying to accomplish. We'll show you if we can help, because the truth of the matter is we can't help everyone. And so we'll show you if we can help. And if it's a match, we'll move to the next step. If it's not, we wasted 20 minutes of our time. And if it was live, even the coffee's on us.
Even on the worst case scenario, in 99% of cases that we can help you, we refer you to somebody who can.
Well, and that's why we brought on.
So just as an FYI, like let's say you're from Alberta and you're interested in the Toronto market. Sure, we'll give you a consult, we'll give you some options. Let's say by the end of the call, it's not right for you.
And it's right to go to London.
Or it's right to go to Saskatchewan.
Exactly.
Or it's right to go to Vancouver.
Yeah.
So the real estate action plan was engineered by us for our clients. Because we have such a national base, we started this whole thing with the investment advice approach, meaning that we've been doing it for this long. These are the strategies that we deploy into the marketplace. They have been extremely effective both for us and our clients. If you want that kind of a consultation, we coined it the real estate action plan because it's a one-on-one. It's not a conversation, just call me and I'll answer. This is a scheduled half-hour, 1 hour call. We're going to go over, you better have figured out your why by then. We're not going to talk about your why.
Yes.
You know your why, and now you're looking for action. So you're going to say, Jas, this is what I'm going through. This is what I'm trying to build. Can you help me? And you're going to say, yes, I can help you, or no, I can't help you, but I know who can.
And I'll make the introduction.
That's right.
Okay, next.
Can you guys explain the 2-year rental guarantee at Artform Condos?
Yeah, so I think that's just misunderstood. It's not a 2-year rental guarantee. A rental guarantee is if it's not rented, that we would be paying the rent. It's not a rental guarantee, but we're so confident that we're not going to have an issue, and you're not going to have an issue long term renting it out in a place that has the GO Transit, LRT, and the BRT. When you have all of that, we're so confident from a rental perspective that what we're offering you is a 2-year tenant placement incentives. What does that mean? We're going to find you the tenant. We're going to source out the tenant. We're going to deal with the tenant from a management perspective as well. That's going to be a conversation that Bobby and I are going to have later on in the evening today. If Bobby didn't know, he knows now. And so we're going to be having that conversation a little bit later on tonight in the evening. And so we're going to be giving you a 2-year tenant placement at no cost. We're also going to give you a 2-year property management at no cost. But I do want to make sure that nobody takes this as a 2-year rental guarantee. It's not a guarantee on rent. It's that we're placing the tenants and managing it.
And so everybody knows the rental guarantee, that if we've ever have used it, because we have, it's never by us. The REC is not the developer. The REC is your representation.
Yes.
So when we go and beat these guys up for the incentives that we do negotiate, depending on what phase of the market timing, where the location is, a myriad of reasons as to why we can negotiate such things. Sometimes we have a rental guarantee by the developer. And a lot of people use it to confuse the public. We go the exact opposite and take this very time to make sure that you're not confused. The REC, whether you buy at this development now, or if you were to buy a resale condominium tomorrow, downtown Toronto, you're going to have a 1 or 2 year tenant placement and property management guaranteed by us. Guaranteed means that we will be there to provide it for you.
Look, we're not
guaranteeing money.
Yeah, and
So-
and I said this earlier for anybody that missed it. Like, to peel back the curtains from a business development perspective, the reason we do this is because if we provide you a 2-year tenant placement and a 2-year property management, a couple of things happen. A, you're more apt to take the plunge, and especially if it's your first time to do this, to understand
'Cause we're
that we don't
supporting you.
have that commission breath. We're here to be here for the long haul. We're gonna hold your hand through the process. It's why we have someone on staff, director of sales and marketing, Laura, who's going to hold your hand throughout this process. And she has other staff that plays a massive, massive role in that. But we're also here right till the end. Our job is not done. Even till after that 2-year tenant placement, our team can take over after that. It's not a massive revenue generator for us, but we can have one of our 33 realtors rent it out and manage it for you.
And we do.
And we
Every
do
day.
if that's what you're looking for. But the other thing that we're looking for, and this is kind of the cost of this, the fee, because I've seen some questions. What's your fee for the REC concierge service? What's your fee for all of this? The fee, in all honesty, is if you like this service, tell a friend. Tell a family member, because that's how our business grows. And that's what we're really looking for in the long term. See, the real estate marathon, yes, the real estate is a marathon, but that's how we think of business in general. We think very long term. In fact, our real estate investing portfolio is always done in 10-year windows. Our business is thought in 20-year windows.
Correct.
Like, we're thinking, how can we change this industry? We're disruptors, and that's what we're going to continue to be with your help.
And to anyone who wonders, well, how do you make money? If you didn't catch it, we're the number one transacting team in the country with 700 to 800 transactions per year.
Yeah.
So 700 to 800 real estate transactions per year.
Yeah.
What I can tell everybody in this audience, we are humbled for the opportunity to service this many people, but we're very blessed to make a beautiful income by doing the job that we do. And that is how we make our money.
Love it.
We don't sell anything other than our service and the opportunity to help you buy, transact real estate. That is how we get paid.
Love it.
It's the only way we get paid.
Yep.
Is by actually providing you with value and service.
Bobby,
So if
you
anybody
look
was wondering,
awesome.
there it is.
In the Toronto market, is there a chance of a correction in price? If not,
Yeah,
why?
there's always a chance and a correction, always a chance of a correction. But just like everything else in real estate, especially in the Greater Toronto Area, last 100 years, prices will double. Real estate values go up and down, upwards. If you're concerned and or scared, don't invest, because that's just a fact. Values will go up and down, upwards. If you're scared, it's almost like playing a goalie in hockey. If you're scared to be hit by the puck, don't play goalie. If you're scared of those values going up and down, you might not want to invest. I can tell you though, out of personal experience, and when I say personal, I mean us as a team and everyone here at REC and the thousands upon thousands of investors that we helped with, that's the game. You see, values will go up and down, upwards. As long as you stay in the market and you don't sell, you're not going to lose. It's a very forgiving type of investment, especially in the Greater Toronto Area. Real estate is probably the most forgiving investment around, because as long as you hold on to it, the values will go up, because you're providing home shelter. Food, shelter, water, any of those kind of things are fantastic investments. It's why we love real estate.
If you have genuine concerns about a specific market segment, please send.
But I think that question was specifically Greater Toronto. That's why I got. Yeah.
And I'm talking about any of the 200 micro markets inside Toronto.
Yeah.
If you have any specific concerns, Tyler, our concierge, can be reached at info@REC Canada. You're more than welcome to book a call with myself or Jas, and we can really dive into the micro market and give you some analytics and some data that can make you feel 10 times more comfortable once you're educated on that specific market.
It's actually a nice segue, gentlemen, into a question that's kind of near and dear to my heart, because I only trusted one team with this. But it says there's a lot of talk of how the REC can help investors, but can you help me as an end user as well?
Well, Bobby, if you don't mind, you actually came to us. I mean, we ran in some similar circles, but the actual way that we that we actually got connected was finding a home for yourself and your significant other. Why don't you tell that story?
I personally looked at that deal, the very first one, if you remember with Kathy.
Yeah, and we actually had a really hard time with it. So my girlfriend and I were in Guelph at the time. She took a promotion to move into the city of Toronto, and because we were running in similar circles, we chose to go with the REC team. And I mean, I don't want to say that I had my pick of 33 agents, but I met with Jas, with my girlfriend Laura. And we talked about what the goal was, what we really wanted to accomplish in purchasing in the city of Toronto, because frankly, it scared both Laura and I. And Jas placed us with a woman named Kathy, who was one of our realtor team, and she was incredible. And to be fair, we lost Kathy for a minute there as well. Kathy had a couple of health problems.
So I wanted you to tell this story because you got the full depth of us.
And seamlessly, we met a woman named Rasha, who's another one of our agents.
Fireball.
Oh my goodness. My girlfriend and Rasha talk on the phone all day long, and we bought 18 months ago. So yeah, we can absolutely help. Whether you're looking to buy or sell, investment, looking for your first home, whatever it is, the REC can help. And I mean, I've never been happier. I love our place. Now I'm in between the two offices in Mississauga and Don Mills, so they just drag me everywhere. And it's amazing.
And we love you for that. To the person who asked the question, look, and to everyone, really, we're not perfect. We like to look at ourselves like pilots in an airplane on a flight, where we can never, ever promise a turbulent free ride. But one thing we can guarantee you, we said we're not guaranteeing the rent, but one thing we can guarantee you is the fact that when there's a little bit of turbulence, we're not going to jump out of the plane and say you're on your own. We're there to hold your hand throughout the whole process. And again, I'll say it, because I know everyone's wondering, why are they like this? Are they really like this? And the reason is because we found that business is just easier being real. And the more that we're real, the more that we found that we get more business. We get to be introduced to your family and your friends, and that makes business very easy. We got time, maybe. I
want to do a shout out.
I
want to shout out.
You want to shout out before the question? Go.
Okay. Only because we were speaking about our team, and I almost got emotional actually thinking of Kathy Pappas and then Rasha, and Jennifer Popo was on this stage a few minutes ago. For those of you who don't know, my day-to-day is the management of those 33 souls that go into battle every single freaking day for our clients.
It's going to come out. Go on.
You almost thought it was going to come out, but I was under control this time. Yeah. But I want a huge shout out to our entire sales force. I call them the Green Berets. I call them the fighter pilots, the aces. They literally are on the street and have the beat of the market on their fingertip every single day. A huge shout out to our entire REC sales force. We love you. We appreciate you.
The REC team is someone that we truly
and our clients love you, and our clients appreciate you. God bless all of you.
That's awesome.
Okay, keep the questions coming in the Q&A section. What we do, and it's what we do all the time, even after all the brunches. There's so much content that we produce. We produce approximately 20 pieces of content daily on all the platforms. What we like to do is, first and foremost on a Monday, is take all those questions that we did not get to and give you the answers. Bobby, love you. Simos, thank you for joining me in this live Q&A.